Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Professor Peterson. I'll be instructing you today on the physiology of cooling down. And physiology, as we all know, it just means what is going on in your body. So what we are learning today is what is going on in your body when you are cooling down. Yesterday, the topic of discussion was what are the benefits of cooling down? But this is why you get those benefits of cooling down. So, starting off, when you are exercising, there's changes happening in our body. Different things are going on. Some of the changes that go on in your body, you have increased body temperature. As you're using energy and using nutrients, your muscles and cells are giving off energy. It's a byproduct of it. So you have increased body temperature. Your heart rate goes up because it's pumping harder to get the oxygen and nutrients to your muscles. You're breathing harder because you need to take in more oxygen for those cells to function. Vascular dilation, gotta love that term. Vascular dilation just means that the size of your blood vessels get bigger. They get bigger so that you can pump more blood and nutrients to those working muscles. You also have a buildup of chemicals in the muscle fibers because as you work out, the longer you work out, you end up with a depletion of different nutrients and such. Your muscles need more energy. So your body creates some of these chemicals that your muscles can use for energy. They tend to build up in the muscles. You also have dehydration, a lack of water. You start to use up the water if you haven't properly hydrated first. But even if you have a long duration exercise, will still cause dehydration. You also have nutrient deficiencies. That's the stuff you get from the food you eat. And as your muscles use it up, then they're gone. And microfiber tears happen in the muscle. That doesn't sound too good. It's just little tiny tears. It's really not that big a deal. But when you ever have soreness later on, that's the cause. Okay, so cooling down. How does cooling down help you? Cooling down counters all of these problems. First, it gradually reduces the temperature. Instead of it dropping like that, it gradually brings the temperature down. 99 degrees, 98.8, 98.6, 98, etc. It also reduces your heart rate gradually. Instead of going and stopping all of a sudden, which can cause problems, then it also reduces your breathing gradually. Okay? It brings your body back down slowly. If it doesn't bring it back down slowly, then you end up with a lot of problems. Quick reductions can cause low blood pressure. Low blood pressure, what it means is you're not able to pump that blood where it needs to be. The blood will pool up in your muscles and some of your organs. Not the organs that you need. The organ that you need most is right there. If it pools up here, you're not pumping blood up to here. Can cause you to pass out. If it's pooling up in here, can get you nauseous, make you want to puke. So, you don't want to cool down fast because of that pooling. Okay. Next, with that, a lack of blood to the brain, not thinking too clearly. So, you want to get that. Next, if a good cool down will also release those toxins that have built up in the muscles. Whether you're stretching, if you're doing stretching, that'll help release the toxins. A little bit of movement that you're doing, if you do like a foam roller, kind of fun to do if you ever have a chance, that can help get that stuff moving out of there. Get that circulation going and kind of flush it out a bit. So, gets rid of the toxins. If you also stretch, it also helps to build flexibility. When your muscles are nice and pliable, means they're nice and flexible. I liken it to a Tootsie Roll. With a Tootsie Roll, you have a Tootsie Roll, you just take it out of the bin, and it's nice and stiff. You can bend it, but it's nice and stiff. But if you have it in your pocket for a while, it is nice and warm. And you take it out and, ooh, nice and bendy. Oh, nothing better than a nice warm Tootsie Roll or any other soft candy. But that's how it works. Think of it as even a chocolate bar. You warm up a chocolate bar, it's going to move. And as you stretch when you're cooling down, it will be more flexible, greater range of motion, which will also lead to less injuries on your next workouts. Okay? And then lastly, it will return your mental focus. Get that blood flow into the brain instead of the other places, and you're going to be able to think a little more clearly. Probably a lot of you guys have had workouts where you're done and you're and you can't even talk properly. You just can't even think. This cooling down will help with that. So, physiology of a cool down, all this stuff is happening, and it's important because it will counter the problems. All right? I'd like to give a nice shout out to Mrs. Kalinga, who lent me the lab coat today.